Specifically, what are some of those rules and regulations that will come forward during, the legal process in a trucking case?
So the rules that we're referring to are the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Regulations. And the FMCSRs basically apply to motor carriers, which includes basically the truck itself. So they cover the truck, the driver, and the company. And all those rules impose a certain set of duties and obligations upon the company, the driver, and whoever is maintaining the truck to perform their duties according to a certain standard. And among those standards, there's very specific rules down to, the cables that connect the trailer to the back of the truck. If you're ever going down the highway and you see the red and the blue cables kind of bouncing between the truck and the trailer, those have to be new and very clearly distinguished between the red and the blue, for instance. So just about everything is covered under those rules.
So just day-to-day, any truck you see on the road, they're going to be following all these rules and regulations on their day-to-day travels.
Well, that's the idea. They're supposed to. And it really comes down to, like, for the driver, it's basically like, the who, what, where, and why of transport. So, for the driver, they're required to do a pre-trip inspection. They're required to maintain their logs if they're engaged in interstate commerce or outside of a certain radius of the home terminal. So they're not allowed to spend more than a certain number of hours in the cab driving versus time off versus in the sleeper berth. And all that is based on, how far they're traveling and what, if they're staying overnight and that sort of thing. And it's cumulative too over the week. So again, it's important to get like all the evidence that you can and get those logbooks back, at least for a week or two, so you can piece together what that driver's history was over the last few weeks. As far as the truck goes, the truck has to be maintained. So whoever is in charge of the truck has to perform all of the maintenance to keep it up to, proper status so that it can actually be safe on the road. The motor carrier themselves, the company, they're required to have, training, certain hiring practices, regular drug testing of its drivers. They can't knowingly put the driver in a situation or even negligently put the driver in a situation where the driver has to exceed their hours in order to meet a goal for a delivery. There's lots of ways that a motor carrier has to look out for or be aware of those rules. And any transportation company like Worth Its Salt spends a lot of time and effort and money to be aware and to comply with those rules.
Certainly.